Hey everyone, I'm Dark Quarter and welcome back to Tasty Planet. So I actually did record this part before, but the audio was really low. So I think I have to re-record it, and hopefully the audio is better this time. So, anyway, I guess I'll get into it. Well, that's that. I think that the water destroyed it. It must have, right? Yeah, probably did. Oh well, I can always create more. So we're good? We're good. Nothing to worry about? Nope. Lunch? Cool. And then here's sewer pipe. And there's the little Tasty Planet guy. The gray goo thing. Alright, well, let's go. I also tried to increase the basic speed of the little goo guy. He doesn't really have a name. Tasty Planet Kid? I'm not sure, but try to make him a little faster. Hopefully it'll help him move around more. And I noticed that the arrow thing, of course the game told me this before, but the little arrow thing that shows up next to him shows you the biggest thing that he can eat at the time. Or at least the biggest, nearest thing he can eat. And it's pretty cool that his color changes after what he eats. Of course, I don't want to crash into things that are bigger than me, because that would hurt. I think it actually loses mass. That's what it does in Katamari Damacy. Or any Katamari game. Except that one of the differences here is that this game kind of has a border, and I guess it has to. It's more of a stripped down version of Katamari Damacy, I would say. But I mean, it's still fun. But still, there's, a limited area that you can go into or go over. And this doesn't let you really do much when you get to a certain size and you've already eaten pretty much everything on the board. Can't even get those leaves yet, but pretty much all I'm doing is kind of waiting around until I can get big enough, till everything comes on screen that I can actually eat. And in the way that kind of wastes time because I have to wait. And I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's probably the best they could do with this game. Not a bad game, but I wish there were a little more things that I could eat on screen. Maybe it's just a per level thing, like, I'm sure there are levels with more things for me to eat. It's not just like, it's not like you always have to wait around. There's probably some levels where the pacing is a little better, I guess. Especially if you're trying to get a better time, because I guess I am one of those people that actually likes to challenge myself for certain things in games, like trying to get a better score or a better time or something like that. Do it all the time in, mobile games. And I usually do try to get better, or get all the achievements in the game if I can, if it's reasonable, or if I think I can get them. And it's like in Katamari Damacy, for those who haven't played it, there's always something in the world. Well, for one thing, it's 3D, and this is just 2D. But in Katamari Damacy games, there's always something in the world that you can eat to get bigger. You can pretty much choose your own path through the world to try to eat certain things. There are just so many things to eat that you always kind of have some kind of a choice as to what you can eat so that you can get bigger. And as you get bigger, you can eat bigger things and get bigger faster. And that's kind of cool about it, too. But that's the difference with Katamari. One of the differences with Katamari Damacy in this game Probably because this game is 2D, it has more limitations on what you can eat at any one point. And see, this one, it's not necessarily that you have to get to a certain size with this level. You have to eat 300 aphids, which is cool. It's nice that they have different goals and everything. But it's probably the limitations of this game itself, why you can't just eat anything you want. Because I can't say, you know, go off screen to try to find more stuff to eat of the same size or lower size. I have to stay within the borders of this level and just eat what I can, and I have to wait until certain things go on screen for me to eat them. And that's, in a way, that's kind of a sucky limitation, but I mean, if it's not 3D and memory isn't, you know, infinite, so you kind of have to take what they have already and do your best with it, which I am trying to do. And it's not that I think it doesn't make it a bad game at all, because I like playing it, actually. I mean, I'm not going to play a game if I don't like it, especially multiple times like this one. Like, I'm not going to go back and play something that I don't like just to record it for YouTube, because that would suck. Some people would say that the point of games is to have fun, but technically a game doesn't have to be fun. I mean, that's not one of the requirements for it to be an actual game. You can have like educational games, and just because it's a, you know, quote-unquote game doesn't mean that it has to be fun. It can be educational or you know, emotional, or it can be there to do like a PSA or send a message or something like that. And I guess that's a kind of fun if you learn something from it, or if that's how you would define fun. Everybody's got their own version of whatever they like, but anyway, that's kind of off track of this game. But even though it has some limitations, you know, I played Katamari Damacy before this, obviously, so that's what I'm kind of basing this on my opinion of it. And I do like Katamari Damacy a little more than this. Even though it's the same kind of concept, this is a little more limited, but I do still like this game. It's cute, and the character is kind of cool, and, you know, just want to try to get better at it. And also, it's kind of an exploration thing, not necessarily of space, but like, you want to see what's ahead in the game, you know? The point is that this is still a cool game. You know, it's the same basic concept of trying to eat things and get bigger. And beyond that, it's also just trying to get better at something when you know you can get better. And I guess that's part of why I kind of like it. I mean, it's just this whole improvement thing, trying to get bigger and better and faster, and, you know, whatever else. Although this game does kind of limit you on trying to be faster, just because of that aforementioned limitation of having to wait until some of these things go on screen. You know, it's not the kind of thing you can really help at this point, but it is one limitation that kind of makes trying to get a better score or better time on a level more difficult, because you have to wait for things to come on screen. You have to eat them. Now, if everything was already on the screen, like more or less like a Katamari Damacy game, I mean, in that game you're in a 3D world rolling around trying to find things to, you know, grab onto or make your ball bigger. And obviously there are more places you can go in there. You don't have to just stay in one place and grab whatever you can, even though I do try to do that sometimes. But this game kind of forces you to stay in one place and try to get what you can, which is why they have to introduce more things on screen, because they probably can't fit everything on screen at once anyway. I know I'm kind of going on about that, but I am just trying to kind of provide a little more insight into the differences between this and other similar games that I've played before. And like I said, I still do like this. It's not necessarily a bad game. And I haven't played the sequel either, Tasty Planet 2. But I still like this game, even though it's not, in my opinion, as good as Katamari Damacy. Obviously, it's a much more improved game than this one. But this one still has value. I still like it. And I guess that brings me to the end of this section. I want to try to make a different video for each one of these sections, although the later ones I might have to cut up a little more, a little more than just one video on them. It'll be hard to squeeze everything into one video, like Orbit and Cosmos. But Picnic Table will be next time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you didn't mind my little droning on about differences in this game and another game. Trying to find something to find a more, just trying to find a good topic to talk about while I'm playing this game. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around. And I'll see you next time.